Hello guys, good evening. I welcome everyone here to this channel on an academy. So हम लोग कर रहे थे developmental biology की series. So this was a series on developmental biology. So I welcome everybody here online. So we'll be solving this session. We'll be going through this session. So this session started a little late because there was some urgent work that came and there was some technical issue. तो शुरू करने से पहले मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा दैट यू नीड टू गो टू द गूगल प्ले स्टोर एंड गूगल प्ले स्टोर पे जाके यू नीड टू इंस्टॉल अन अकेडमीज लर्निंग ऐप एंड देन यू नीड टू सेलेक्ट योर गोल इन द सेलेक्ट योर गोल कैटेगरी यू नीड टू सेलेक्ट CSIR UGC नेट so you can go and visit those courses. So we were doing fertilization event in case of the general mammals and the amphibian fertilization that takes place. So we have studied yesterday detail about fertilization, that how fertilization takes place and what are all the things that goes on. So next is we have to complete this topic. So we'll be studying this topic in detail. So हम लोग ने कल फर्टिलाइजेशन को देखा था एंड नाउ वी विल बी कंटिन्यूइंग थ्रू दिस टॉपिक. सो अब हमारा जो अटेंशन है, अब हमारा जो इस पे जो हमारा जो फोकस है, नाउ इट विल बी ऑन एंट्री ऑफ स्पर्म इनटू द गोल्डन हैमस्टर एग. So there will be entry of sperm into the golden hamster egg. So if you can see this diagram, there is inner acrosomal membrane, then there is nucleus, then there is equatorial domain of the sperm cell membrane, then there is mitochondria. So there is the sperms, they enter and they pass through the egg, and the sperm head releases hyaluronidase. Then it passes through zona and it releases galactosyl transferase by exocytosis, and then it releases acetyl glucosaminidase, which breaks down zona glycoprotein, and it enters and fusion is there. So this is the normal procedure. So next, the topics which are important is the prevention of polyspermy. That what is polyspermy and how we will prevent polyspermy. So there is monospermy, where only one sperm enters the egg. So there is a haploid sperm nucleus, and then there is a haploid egg nucleus which combine to form the diploid nucleus of the fertilized egg. Then there is a polyspermy where multiple sperm enters, and then there is polyspermy which induces aberrant development. So there is mechanism. In the mechanism there is fast block which is transient, then there is minute, and then there is changing the electrical potential of the egg cell membrane changes by influx of sodium ions. So there is a slow block after the egg sperm fusion, and then there is a fast block which is accompanied by cortical granule reaction. So protease cleavage cleaves the binding receptor, that is the Vitellin link, and peroxidase hardens the envelope. So this thing is there. So aberrant development is dispermic sea urchin egg by polyspermy. So there is fusion of 3 haploid nuclei, each containing 18 chromosomes, and the division of 2 sperm centrioles to form 4 centrosome. Then there is 54 chromosomes which randomly assort on the 4 spindles. Then there is anaphase of the first division. Then there is duplicated chromosome. So there are 2 centrioles and then there are 4 centrioles. So this is there. Then let us look at the fast block for polyspermy. So in the normal egg, the cell membrane inhibits the sodium influx and it prevents the potassium out through the resting membrane potential as -70 millivolts. So after binding 1 to 3 seconds, there is resting membrane potential of plus 20 millivolts. That is for outside, that is sodium influx. So sperm is there, and after that binding will be there for 1 and 3 seconds. And when sodium, when the environment has low levels of sodium, so it inhibit the resting membrane potential, and then there is a fast block for polyspermy. So there will be change in the membrane potential, so which will block the sperm secondary fertilization, and sperm carries a voltage sensitive component which is positively charged. So this is prevention of polyspermy, which is a fast reaction in frog and not in most mammals. So by changing the electric potential of the egg membrane, uh, environmental, there is high amount of sodium and low amount of potassium, but there is low amount of sodium and high amount of potassium in the cell. So the resting membrane potential is minus 70 millivolts. So after binding to the sperm, it becomes plus 20 millivolts, and it cannot fuse the membrane at 20 millivolts. So this is a table showing the rise of polyspermy with decreasing sodium ion concentration. So polyspermy जो होती है eggs में, that is fertilized in similarly high concentration of sperms in 120 millivolt of sodium. Then this is the depolarization of the sea urchin egg plasma membrane at the fertilization. So इस तरह का ग्राफ मिलता है. So this is the place, this is the graph where the minus at which is showing minus 70 millivolts, and over here sperms are added, and then the fertilization membrane formation, it takes place around plus 20 millivolts. So there is membrane depolarization of the sea urchin egg plasma membrane at the fertilization. So as you can see that before the addition of the sperm, the potential difference across the egg plasma membrane was about minus 70 millivolts. Then let us look at the slow block to polyspermy. So we'll be studying slow block to polyspermy. So a minute after the egg sperm egg fusion, there is long term block, mechanical block, and cortical granule reaction. So a sperm and the egg, it fuses, it becomes binding, and then fusion is there where cortical granules will be formed down the egg cell membrane. So exocytosis will be there. So enzymes will be there are 3 different enzymes. So there is calcium dependent formation from the storage and not the environment. So there are cortical granules such as serine protease, peroxidase, and there is fertilization and envelope. So in case of mammals, there is no fertilization envelope, and cortical granules release N-acetyl glucosamidase, cleaving N-acetyl glucosamine from ZP3, and the sperms can bind it. Then there is the formation of fertilization envelope and removal of excess sperms. So this is a reaction at 10 seconds after the sperm addition, and sperms are seen surrounding the egg. So at 25 to 35 seconds after insemination, a fertilization envelope is forming around the egg, starting at the point of sperm entry, and then the fertilization envelope is complete and the excess sperms have been removed. So what happens in the slow block to polyspermy? So the cortical granules, they fuse with the egg cell membrane where it releases the contents. Then there is a protease which clips off the binding receptor and the sperm is attached. Then there are mucopolysaccharide osmotic gradient that cause the water to rush into the space, and between the membrane and the vitelline envelope is expanding and it becomes the fertilization envelope. There is peroxidase which hardens the fertilization envelope by cross-linking tyrosine residues adjacent to the protein. Then there is hyaline which forms a coat around the egg. In case of the mammals, the cortical granule reaction, the enzyme is there which modified the ZP sperm receptor and no longer binding is there. So this is the cortical reaction at fertilization in the sea urchin. So egg is there, then fertilization will be there, then cortical granule will fuse with the plasma membrane, and then exocytosis will be there with some contents, and then it will join with the vitelline membrane. It will form the fertilization membrane, which will prevent other sperm entry. Then there will be some cortical reaction. Cortical granule will be present in the hyaline layer surrounding the egg. So this is the surface of the egg before the sperm entry, and after the sperm entry, cortical granule discharge and vitelline membrane is raised, and the cortical granule material and the vitelline membrane form the fertilization membrane, and the remaining cortical granule material form the hyaline layer. So this is a cortical granule exocytosis. So you can see the cortical granule is there, then exocytosis will be there. Then there will be protease cleavage, cleaves the protein linking the vitelline envelope. Then there is mucopolysaccharide released by the cortical granule, followed by osmotic gradient. Then water will enter and swell the space between the vitelline and the membrane. Then there are other enzymes which are released from the cortical granule, which hardens the fertilization envelope and releases other sperms. So this is the cortical granule exocytosis. Okay. So I can just broaden it also. I hope it is now viewable in a much easier manner. So this is a diagram that you can view it correctly. So this is the cortical granule which is followed by exocytosis. Then the protease cleave the protein linking the vitelline envelope, and then mucopolysaccharides are released by the cortical granule, which forms the osmotic gradient, and then the water enters, which swells up the space between the vitelline and the membrane. And then there are other enzymes which are released from the cortical granule, which hardens the fertilization envelope and releases other sperms. So this is how cortical granule exocytosis takes place. So this is the transmission and scanning electron micrograph of the cortex of the unfertilized sea urchin, and then there is transmission and scanning electron micrograph of the same region of a recently fertilized egg. So this is there. So thank you guys. I hope the session was useful. So after that there is still more is left. So just wait. सो जब एग का एक्टिवेशन होता है तो क्या होता है? सो वी नीड टू स्टडी दिस. सो व्हेन देयर इज एग एक्टिवेशन, so there is ion flow, then there is receptor activation, and then there is signal transduction. So this is the inactivation. So this is the activation of the egg metabolism. This is the early response where the sperm entry and there is a wave of calcium ion which is produced every 30 seconds. So calcium is released from the endoplasmic reticulum surrounding the cortical granules in the sea urchin. So in this diagram, you can see the endoplasmic reticulum has been stained with osmium zinc iodide to allow the visualization by transmission electron microscopy. And the figure B shows the entire egg, which is stained with fluorescent antibodies to calcium dependent calcium release channels. So this is the cycle of events which take place in 15 seconds, then 19 seconds, followed by 25 seconds, 31 seconds, and 36 seconds. So then this is the activation of egg metabolism to the sperm. So this is the postulated pathway of egg activation in the sea urchin, as you can see. So when the sperm will be binding and or there will be fusion to the egg membrane, so there will be sodium influx and then there will be kinase stimulation at the same time. So sodium influx से क्या होगा कि membrane potential change होगा, जिससे कि fast block हो जाएगा पॉलीस्पर्मी को. अच्छा, इसके अपोजिट में अगर हम लोग देखते हैं तो देयर विल बी काइनेज स्टिमुलेशन. सो इसके केस में देयर विल बी फॉस्फोलाइपेज सी एक्टिवेशन विच विल प्रोड्यूस IP3 एंड डाइएसाइलग्लिसरॉल प्रोडक्शन which is DAG. So IP3 will be producing calcium ions. So it will lead to the degradation of cyclins and activation of the MAP kinase, where there will be restoration of the mitotic cell cycle. In case of calcium release, there will be activation of the NAD plus kinase, where there will be conversion of NAD plus to NADP plus. It will be followed by membrane biosynthesis, and then there will be cortical granule exocytosis, where there will be slow block to polyspermy and there will be formation of hyaline layer. So the diacylglycerol production, in case of diacylglycerol production, the protein kinase C activation will take place, because of which there will be sodium hydrogen exchange and increase in the intercellular pH. So this will also lead to the stimulation of the protein synthesis, DNA replication, cytoplasmic movement of the morphogenetic material. So these are the cycle of events which take place during the egg activation. So this is the role of inositol phosphate in releasing calcium from the endoplasmic reticulum and initiation of development. So this is how the phospholipase C will form the IP3 and the DAG, and then the DAG will lead to the sodium hydrogen exchange pump, and the cortical granule exocytosis will take place, and sodium will increase the stimulation of cell division, DNA synthesis and RNA translation, which will lead to the egg activation. And this is how calcium ion opens the IP3 IP3 opens the calcium ion in the endoplasmic reticulum. So this is there for your understanding. So this is the model of the postulated pathway of the egg activation in case of the sea urchin. So this we have already discussed. So whenever there will be sperm binding fusion, it will lead to the activation of SRC family of kinase, which will lead to the activation of PLC gamma. So PIP2 will be converted into IP3 and DAG, and which will cause the release of calcium ions from the cortical granules exocytosis, which allows the slow block to polyspermy. And then there is inactivation of MAP kinase, which results in the cell cycle reinitiation. So this is a possible mechanism of egg activation. So this is the sperm receptor. This is tyrosine kinase. Then there is PLC, and then there is PIP2, which is followed by DAG. So there is IP3 receptor, and then there is calcium ions inflow. So this is the possible mechanism of egg activation. So over here, this is the possible mechanism of egg activation. So as you can see, the sperm receptor. This is the activation after sperm fusion. So as you can see, the sperm is fused. So there is a soluble factor from the egg, and the sperm receptor is there for activating the factor from the egg. So PLC is there, and then PIP2 is there, then DAG is there. So after some time, what happens? The soluble factors from the sperm, they solubilize, and then PIP2 will, DAG will be formed. So this is there. This diagram is important, so you can take some time in understanding this problem. So this is how fusion of genetic material takes place. So in case of sea urchin, the egg will undergo second meiotic division, which will followed by the female pronucleus. Then fertilization will be there, which will be formed followed by sperm and the egg fusion, and the sperm egg decondenses. Then the male pronucleus rotate 180 degree, and centriole between the male and female pronucleus is formed, because of which the microtubules extend and the sperm microtubule degrade. So this is how the sperm nucleus is there, and centriole, mitochondria and flagella disintegrate inside the egg. So mitochondrial DNA is formed from the egg and not from the sperm. So sperm nucleus undergo dramatic changes, where the nuclear lamella breakage takes place, which results in the pronucleus. Then there will be cyclic AMP dependent protein kinase phosphorylation, and the sperm specific histone decondensation, and sperm specific histones are replaced by the histones from the egg. So these are the things. Then there is the fusion of genetic material. So in case of the mammal, the sperm DNA is bound by protamines, which are tightly compacted by disulfide bonds, and which enter the egg, which contains the glutathione, which reduces the disulfide bond, and then the egg nucleus is attested in the metaphase of 20 meiotic division, which is followed by calcium oxalation, which inactivate the MAP kinase. Then there will be proteolysis cyclin, which leads to cell cyclin, which leads cell cycle to continue. Proteolysis securin will be there. It holds the metaphase chromosome together. Then there will be DNA synthesis at metaphase and female pronucleus. So male pronucleus produce esters, and the microtubule join the two pronuclei, which migrate, and nuclear envelope breaks down the sperm mitochondria, degrading it in the egg cytoplasm. So this is the somatic cell, and this is the sperm cell. So protamines are there. In case of somatic cell, there is histone octamer. So there is histone displacement, which leads to transition protein, and protamines are formed. So histones are there. So there is hyperacetylation, ubiquitination, and phosphorylation. So solenoid model will be formed. So this is there. So this is the reorganization of the cytoplasm in the newly fertilized egg. So as you can see, this is the point of sperm entry, and the diffuse black gray pigment area is formed. So this is a shear zone, and there is a pigmented cortical cytoplasm. So when brastrulation starts, the gray crescent is formed, and there will be cortical rotation. So gray crescent is formed, and this is the vegetal pole, and this is the animal pole, which is the pigmented in nature. So this is the summary of fertilization in case of mammals. So hyaluronidase activity on the surface of the mammalian sperms take place, and the sperms penetrate the cumulus layer. Then zona pellucida elicits acrosomal reaction in the sperm and enzyme release from the acrosome sperm head. Then the sperm plasma membrane fuses with the egg plasma membrane, where there will be a calcium wave. So there will be calcium wave. So sperm nucleus will be delivered into the cytoplasm, and egg completes meiosis and development is initiated. So there is egg activation by fertilization. Why? Because there will be cellular mechanism which is specific to the recognition of fertilization. There will be slow growth of polyspermy, and then there will be stage of egg maturation at the time of sperm entry in different animal species. So there will be immunohistochemistry, immunoprecipitation, immunocytochemistry, immunofluorescence, and immunoreactivity. So all these changes will be studied. So this is the egg and the sperm interaction at the time of fertilization. So fertilization involves the cell surface interaction between the egg and the sperm. So the sperm has to pass several barriers to enter the egg. So in case of the mammalian eggs, the sperm first passes through a layer of cumulus cell embedded in the hyaluronic acid aided by the hyaluronidase activity on its surface. And the second layer is zona pellucida, which is a layer of glycoprotein. So the acrosomal reaction is mediated by the interaction of the ZP3 species specific receptor and the adhesion molecules in the sperm head. So fertilization requires cell surface interaction. So the acrosome releases acrosin and acetyl glucosaminidase, which degrades the glycoprotein. So the sperm surface proteins that can bind the egg surface are exposed during the acrosomal reaction. So fertilin binds an integrin-like receptor of the plasma membrane to initiate the sperm egg fusion. So in some invertebrates, an actin-driven acrosomal projection allows the sperm and the eggs to touch. There are changes in the egg membrane at the fertilization block polyspermy, so that only one sperm enters an egg. So enzymes are released that prevent the other sperm from binding to the zona pellucida. So this is the microtubule. So this is the microtubule which is organized around the MTOC and the spindle. So this we have studied. So M2 mitochondrial MTOC, it orients most of the microtubules and determines the cell polarity. So this is the mitotic animal cell. So this is the plus end and this is the minus end. So this is how the development takes place. This is the interphasic animal cell, and here is the nerve cell. So how polyspermy, how there is prevention of polyspermy. So this is all what we have studied. So thank you guys. I hope the session was useful. So you can go and watch the classes in detail. So I hope the session was useful. So we have carried out the important lecture of fertilization events. So I hope the session is useful. So I'll just close on the session.